robo las miradas siempre al pasar, quemando llantitas por el bulevar. Recuerdo en Nogales lo que nos pasó.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. And so you guys probably saw, we are working on this bed already. I started it last night. I started standing away, and as you guys saw, I probably didn't record much of it because it's pretty boring. I was bored myself, so I know you guys probably didn't want to see me do all the standing, which is what takes most of your time, really. So anyways, I got the sanding done last night, and probably took me like around 2-3 hours, and I'll explain why here in a minute. Or I felt like it was a long time anyways, but maybe that's normal, I don't know. So let me flip this camera around and show you the results. Alright, so there it is. You guys can see I have a whole bunch of bare metal spots, and I think that's because I used a high grade sandpaper. It was 80 grit, but with the 80 grit I was able to go in there and do what I needed to do. Scuff up the paint, take off the clear, because that's what you want to do. You want to take off the clear off the paint. You want it to be flat. In my case, it's white, so I wanted it to be flat white. If you look over here, it has some gloss to it. That's how it was over there. But in order for the, what is it, the bed liner to stick, you gotta rough it up, basically. Take off the clear, I want to say. But okay, so at first I was using this little machine right here, this little sander. And it really wasn't helping me out because you guys can see all these lines right here have dents in them. My bed's not the straightest. This bed was a old rancher's truck, so I mean it was put to work. So it was just hard for the machine to go. It would go over it, but it would miss little dents, obviously. So I just found it easier to use my hand. And that's probably why it took me a little longer than what it should have. But if you guys got a better machine out there that can get in those wedges, it should be a lot faster for you guys. And like I said, all I used was 80 grit sandpaper, and that's why I'm left with a whole bunch of bare metal spots. But don't worry, we are going to cover those. I believe you have to cover them. I know some people do it differently, but I mean, I'm trying to do it the best I can. So and I'll be using this stuff right here. Acid Etch Primer. I bought it with the kit when I first bought the bed liner a couple months ago. So let me get started on that so we give it enough time to dry up. Alright, just like that, we're done priming it up. And I know what you guys are probably thinking. You didn't have to prime up your whole bed, but I did anyways, just because my bed, as I told you guys, my truck was used as a work truck. So there was a whole bunch of paint chips everywhere around the bed. And it was just much easier to cover up the whole bed rather than trying to go each paint chip, you know, one by one. So I just found it easier to do it this way. And I did end up using 2 bottles of that stuff I showed you guys. It came with the kit when I bought it, and I'm pretty sure you can use other stuff out there as long as it's primer. I don't know. The whole point is you just want to cover any bare metal being exposed before spraying the bed liner. All right, so we got the truck already masked off. We got it all covered up. So there's another step that probably takes a little bit longer to do, just because, you know, you gotta mask everything off that you don't want to get bed lined on. So it is going to take a process. So I guess overall, if you're going to be spraying your bed liner yourself, what takes the most time is sanding it down and covering it up. It's the prep time. So I don't think the spraying's going to take that long, but we'll see. Never done it. I'm just assuming. But yeah, you can see where, you know, most of the bed is already primed up. And after looking at their website, Raptor's website. I guess as long as you use self-etching primer for any bare metal spots, that's if you do go down into the metal and wear down through the paint and the primer. You do want to use self-etching primer. So I guess it doesn't have to be their brand. Like I said, I just got that because it came with the kit. It was an option. So you don't have to use that as long as it's self-etching. Alright, so there's our kit we went with. Raptor upol bedliner. I've read some really good stuff about it. I mean, obviously it's not going to hold up the same as Linex and all that other stuff, but I mean, it's a cheap kit. You can do it at home, and that's what we plan to do here today. So, as you guys know, I'm always about saving a little bit of money. So this seemed like the most affordable thing to go with. And we decided to go with red, just to make the truck stand out a little bit more. I could have gone with black, and I think they had like blue and some other bright colors, but I decided to go with red instead of flat black. So first thing we're gonna have to do is mix. You get one of these cans, you shake it up a little bit, and then you want to pour your paint in first, and then you're gonna want to put in your hardener. There's a fill-up line right there, and so paint, hardener. Then I'm gonna be shooting it at 45 psi. They recommend anywhere from 40 to 60, I believe. Yeah, 40 to 60. I'm gonna spray it around 45 and go from there. So let me get to it and show you guys what's going on. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day now. I let this thing dry overnight, and you can touch it now. It's dry. But one thing I do want to point out before I show you guys the results. If you're going to be doing this yourself, I do recommend using a breathing mask or some type of face cover or something, because this stuff is pretty strong. I didn't realize it at first because it doesn't bother you at first. But after a while, it starts getting to you. So, I mean, you can do it. Don't get me wrong. I did it. But, I mean, I do recommend going out and buying one. So, other than that, the kit is super easy to use. I mean, this is my first time doing it. Pretty much everything I do on this channel is my first time, unless I say otherwise, you know. But, I mean, for being my first time, I think it came out pretty good. And obviously, it's not going to be perfect. I know to some people, you know, it's not going to be perfect. But, I mean, to me, for me doing it myself, and especially my first time, I think it came out pretty good. So let me show you guys how it looks. Alright guys, so that's the finished product right there. Like I said, I'm really happy with the way it came out. I'm no expert in this stuff. My first time doing it. And I know to some people, there's probably going to be some flaws to it. But like I said, I'm happy with the results. That's all that matters. And that's the texture I got. Running it at 45 psi. Closer. So I'm really happy with the way it came out, like I said. I know to some people the color might be a little too bright, you know, but I wanted it to stand out. So with the white truck, red bedliner, I think that's, you know, that's what we got. Get a little closer. So the only thing I kind of dislike is where I put some seam sealer when I first did the wheel tubs. You can kind of see it. It's not the best looking, but I mean, oh well, it is what it is. You know. And right now it seems kind of bright because I do got the light on. That's just to give you guys a better view of it, but got the tailgate right there. Still haven't put that on because we still got to put the rear bumper. Probably take care of that tomorrow, but yeah, that's what you guys are gonna get with the Raptor upol bedliner. Alright, so that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I try to keep it as short as possible, but at the same time, I try to explain the most I can in a short period of time. So if you guys still have any questions, you're welcome to get a hold of me. Ask me whatever you guys want, and I'll be happy to answer. And I will be providing the kit I used in the description. I'll put the link up there so you guys can check that out if you guys are interested in doing the same thing. But yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one.
Robo las miradas siempre al pasar, quemando llantitas por el bulevar. Recuerdo en Nogales lo que nos pasó,